Y'all, the holidays are here, ready or not. The holidays are all about friends, family, giving thanks for all the things that we have, and most importantly, cookies. And gingerbread cookies are one of my absolute favorites. But these are not just any ordinary gingerbread cookie. These are keto friendly, they're low carb, they're sugar free, and most of all, they're absolutely delicious. These gingerbread cookies are super easy to make, and they probably use ingredients you already have in your pantry. That's always the best, right? So today on Southern Keto, I'm going to show you how to make one of the best gingerbread cookies you've ever had. It's especially good because there's no guilt, there's no regret, and people are absolutely going to love them. Stick around. So I've preheated my oven to 325 degrees, and I got this well-seasoned pan. I'm just going to take some parchment paper and line it, so none of that seasoning gets on these gingerbread men. Next up, I've got Old Yeller. If you're new to my channel, this is Old Yeller, and everything tastes better when you make it in a yellow mixing bowl. Trust me. I'm gonna line Old Yeller with a glass mixing bowl because y'all been getting on to me about using my hand mixer in this plastic or melamine. So I'm gonna use this. Now, if I find out that there's a such thing as micro glass, like it's shown in this classic children's toy. It retails for $1.98 and it's called Bag of Glass.
Yeah, right. It's it's a glass. It's broken glass. It sells very well, as a matter of fact.
I'm gonna make sure there's a lump of coal in your stocking. Now this is a 1/3 cup of butter. It's about 5 1/3 tablespoons. Now I'll warm that butter up in the microwave for about 15 seconds. You could lay it out for about 8 hours and soften it up if you want to, or however you like to do it. For me, microwave's easy. And to that, I'm gonna add in a 1/2 cup of my brown sweetener. Now I'll make this myself. I'll put a link to that video up there and down in the description. It just saves you some money. If you don't make it yourself, just use your favorite brown keto sweetener. I'm just gonna mix this together and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Once that's all beat up, this is what it should look like. And to that, I'm gonna go in with 1 egg. And try not to get the shell in there unless you want some crunchy gingerbread cookies. And then the ingredient I don't make any dessert without, some of this beaver-free vanilla. Now also, if you're new here and you don't know about that beaver-free, you better ask somebody. I'm going in with 1 teaspoon of that. I'm gonna give this another proper mix and I'll be back to show you what to do next. I almost forgot this. This is one of the best parts. I'm gonna put in 2 tablespoons of a sugar-free maple syrup. This is the RX Sugar Allulose syrup. I really love this one, but this gives it a great taste. So in with 2 tablespoons of that, and I'm gonna mix it up one more time. Now that maple syrup is optional. If you don't have any, you can use 1 tablespoon of water in place of the 2 tablespoons of the maple syrup. To that, I'm gonna add in 2 cups of almond flour, and if you don't use almond flour, you could use a macadamia nut flour, pecan flour, any of that would work just fine. You could probably use some pork panko if you wanted to, but I have not tried that yet, so that would be an experiment. Let me know if you do. Then I'm going in with 2 tablespoons of coconut flour. And I'll put links to everything I use down in the description in case you can't find some of this stuff locally. If you can't use coconut flour, you can substitute a whey protein isolate like Isopure. Just use a little bit less. And then I'm going to add in my spice blend. Now this is not like KFC. This is not a blend of 11 herbs and spices. This is 7. So not 11, 7. Hang on. 7-11.
Watch me break them with a 7, 7-11, 7-11, 7 even back door, little Joe.
Anyway, I got 2 teaspoons of ground ginger, and if you don't like it that gingery, use 1 1/2. I got a teaspoon of cinnamon. I got a 1/4 teaspoon of ground nutmeg. I got a 1/4 teaspoon of cloves and a 1/4 teaspoon of allspice. Now you can leave that out if you don't have it, but that'll only be a blend of 6 herbs and spices. Then I got 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. All that goes in the pool. Now I'm just gonna mix this up until I get a soft dough. And when that happens, I'll show you exactly what it looks like. I just dumped this back out into Old Yeller because now I'm not mixing it anymore. Plus, I'm real concerned about micro glass. Now I'm going to have to do some more research about that. See how it's just coming together like that? It's absorbing up a lot of that liquid. Won't be long now. And just keep working this until you get kind of a ball of dough like that. It shouldn't stick very much once it all comes together. Now that that's all together pretty good, I'm gonna stick Old Yeller in the fridge for about 20 minutes to a half hour, and I'll be back to show you what to do next. I guess now would have been a better time to preheat the oven, huh? But I got a little carried away. This has been in the fridge for about a half hour. I'm gonna take 2 sheets of parchment paper here. Just put this right out onto one of them. Then I'm gonna take another sheet of parchment paper and put that right on top. I'm gonna roll this out until it's about 1/4 of an inch thick. And as soon as that's done, I'll show you what to do next. So now that you get that rolled out to your liking, 1/4 inch thick is probably about right. I'm just gonna take this little mold here, you know, because this is a man and we're making gingerbread men, right? I'll just come in with my other pan here. Remember this one from earlier? I'll just cut out these little gingerbread men shapes. And whatever is left over, I'm gonna roll that back up, roll it back out, and we'll make more. I'm gonna spray this down with a little bit of avocado oil, just in case. And I'm gonna take all this excess dough out from around the edges to leave these little men, transfer it over to here, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Now we got enough dough left over for just a few more, but I'm gonna throw these in the oven for about 10 or 12 minutes. I'll show you what it looks like when they're done. After 12 minutes, this is what they look like. They should be nice and brown around the edges. Oh man, these look good. And this whole kitchen smells like Christmas, so there you go. Of course you can decorate these if you want to, but I'm gonna let my wife do that because I am no decorator. But I do have an icing recipe. I'll put the link to that video up there and down in the description where I did the icing. You can decorate these any way you want to. Once these have cooled for about 5 minutes, I'm gonna throw them on a cooling rack, let them cool the rest of the way, and then I'll be back and we'll taste these bad boys. This recipe is going to make 20½ cookies, depending on how much of the dough you eat in the process. That is one good looking cookie right there. Now, it has the perfect chew to it. You're really going to enjoy making these for Thanksgiving or Christmas or whatever holiday you celebrate. If you're a fan of cookies, I'm going to put a couple of different cookie recipes that I made for Christmas last year right up here. You may have missed these, but I'm telling you right now, they're absolutely delicious. Happy Thanksgiving, Merry Christmas, or whatever holidays you celebrate. I hope they are awesome, and I'll see you on the next video.